Hey there, Miles again. AI Positive Sum, talking about the AI revolution. Now I'm going to dive right in the current state of where we're at with AI agents. As we all know, AI is all the rage. Everyone's talking about it. There is trillions of dollars being invested in AI right now, but it actually turns out we're just at the beginning, right at the inflection point of really true AI agents being utilized in the world. What I mean by that is we're used to a back and forth conversation with an AI model, but the reality is the real workhorse and backbone of the future economy is going to be based on AI agents that actually have decision making power and ability to both remember what a user in enterprise and business desires, but also acts in the real world, reaches out, responds to your emails. This is hard to imagine now here in 2025, but you can imagine a real life, AI super intern, so to speak, actually working on your behalf, learning everything it needs to know over weeks and months, in order to come up to par to what you want it to do. Again, I'm Miles, long-term founder and entrepreneur, featured speaker on AI agent engineering, and advisor in AI agent engineering. The main topic I'm going over today is really the importance of memory. Just riffing here, we've all used ChatGPT before, and 5 minutes later it forgets what you told it, or it doesn't remember what you told it last week. These are the kind of things, yes, the AI models are working on, but the reality is AI agents in the future will need this information. Now, as soon as you give it information, it also additionally needs to know, is this persistent information? Does the fact that the bathroom's not working upstairs of your office building, is that going to be persistent? Are you going to just close off that bathroom for a long time? How long is that information relevant? These are the kind of information where you can imagine an AI agent actually reaching back out to the user and saying, okay, please tell me more about this. How long is this? What would you like me to do in this particular circumstance? Would you like me to do that in only this circumstance, or would you like me to do it in certain circumstances like this, or always do it in this circumstance? And so you can imagine, much like Cursor AI agent for the first time came out with a planning feature, where the planning feature actually asks you, hey, this is what we're looking for. Do you always want me to do this in this circumstance? You start to see these models actually getting smart enough to ask for clarifying questions, to gather the information, remember it in a database, in a code base, so to speak, to remember in the future. And this is why coding agents are getting so good, because coding agents have access and are getting really good at learning and reading the code base in order to understand the information. And they're only getting better as they begin to realize, and the behavioral engineering that we as AI agent engineers do is behave and engineer such that it asks for the right clarifying questions at the right time, and then properly stores and remembers it and utilizes that information going forward. And if you see any AI agent that's working today, famously the coding agents, you'll see this is what they're doing. Or they're still, or also coding agents are still very much human in the loop. We still have to review the information. It's still very much on vibes. But we are just at the beginning of this transition. I mean, we'll know the day that AI agents are saturated in the world when our 78-year-old grandmother picks up their phone, speaks to their phone, and tells the phone how to change the settings. We're not there yet. We're not even close. It's very expensive to run enough models to do this. I'm also going to add, in this world of compound AI agent systems, they're given access to tools. Now, they reach out to the user and say, hey, under these circumstances, would you like me to always do this, sometimes do this, etc. What other information do I need to know about this? What color is this object that you're talking about? Important strategic clarifying questions back to the user. Based on that information, then more tools are being called, including new planning stages, for example, where the AI agent decides, you know what, I have to totally change my plan based on new information. And then it goes in, it pulls information elsewhere in your personalized documentation center and says, oh, I need to change my plan again. So this is what's called an AI compound system, where it recursively goes back and actually recursively makes a plan at n number of times, as many times as is needed, until all tasks are thoroughly completed according to the behaviors engineered into this. So now you can imagine a world where once the agentic framework is set up, this generalized model is set up, you can imagine AI agent builders should be spending the most time on behavior engineering. Actually, in this circumstance, do this. In this circumstance, do this. In these circumstances, ask these clarifying questions of the user. And then in these circumstances, do this. And this is a long tail, infinite possibility situation, and is very personal to the individual, the enterprise and business that it serves. So we have a long way to go. And there is a wall of work that we as AI agent engineers have to do to engineer this behavior into AI agents particularly. So be encouraged. It seems like, every other day we hear of a new AI agent. PayPal's got an AI agent for e-commerce. No. There's so many needs. There is a long tail, infinite number of different situations that can occur. And we have to teach the AI agent. We have to set up the AI agents that can learn well and go from there. So I want to speak on that. It's super important. I know people have been talking about, at least the leading experts in the field have been talking about memory being so important, and that's absolutely true. What I will say as an ending idea here is Andre Karpathy made a really interesting, I think it was on the Darkesh podcast, and I'll link that in the description below. But he mentioned a sub-billion parameter AI model that doesn't have a bunch of stuff memorized. It doesn't have a bunch of information memorized for next token prediction, but it's just really good at knowing what to do next, what tool to pull up next. He calls this the cognitive core that an AI agent should have. And this actually can be really affordable. The latency can go really way down. It doesn't have to be super computationally heavy. And this I think is going to be the holy grail of AI agents. When these type of new in-class models come out, these very small but powerful and strategic models come out, we will start to see finally more robust autonomous agents finally break out, be able to be run on small devices, be able to run for long periods of time without being ridiculously expensive. So watch out for this. There's more to come in this. Do the annoying thing I'll mention, which is like and subscribe. Make sure to stay up to date on the latest in AI agent revolution. Those that position themselves now will be able to take advantage of all the upside that is about to hit our economy. Thank you very much. Take care.